Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to my quickie review for the Premier Spun colors. So this is one of the yarns that my husband got me for Christmas. This color is Blue Ridge, right? Yeah. I got Blue Ridge, Poppy, and Iris are the three colors I asked for, and I only got one ball of each. So I knew I was going to have to be a little bit creative working with them, but clearly I don't have that much room to store things. And if I just gave my husband free reign, like, he would have bought me 3 of every color if I had just said, I want some Premier Spun colors. He's good like that. He has no problem with me, buying lots and lots of yarn. So this yarn is 419 yards, 7 ounces. It's a worsted weight size 4, 65% acrylic, 35% superwash merino wool, $7.99 a ball, or $7.99 a cake. I think that's a fairly good price straight off the bat. Premier does frequently have coupons and sales, so you get 25 to 30% off on a lot of their stuff. I think actually today, the Nordica that I just reviewed is on sale. This won't be up in time for the sale to still be active, though. I don't know why I just told you that, but what did I do with it? So I crocheted a headband. Badly, but I did it. So this is using the Camel Stitch. I kind of messed up my back there. That's my fault. That's not the yarn. That's my fault. And I did this gorgeous scarf out of it. And this is the Pioneer braid or something like that. Like I said in my show and tell, if there is a link for the pattern directly, I will share the link if I can find it. But this is one of those things I found on Pinterest, a pattern that I found through Pinterest. And it was like, you have to go through like 3 different websites to actually get to the website with the pattern. So as soon as I found it, I printed it. And now I don't know if I can find it again because I didn't think to save the website link. Blonde, brain deep. And it's only getting better with age. So I've said it on my channel before. I love roving style yarns. I think they work up beautifully. I think they're incredibly soft, and the garments and, well, the accessories you can make out of them are gorgeous. I like acrylic roving. I like wool roving. I like it all. I think it's all gorgeous. I think it's all beautiful. It's all fun to use. That being said, I do not know how well this would hold up to being something like a sweater. In general, the softer and squishier the yarn, the less it's going to hold up to things like where you rub underneath the arm and stuff like that. You're going to get a lot of pilling, a lot of haloing. There's going to be a lot of wear in those areas. But if you did like a poncho, a shawl, a scarf, a hat, those kind of things where they're not going to be rubbed up against like that, you should be safe. You should be fine. But those softer yarns, while they feel luscious and fantastic, they're not always the best for sweaters. So I'm not sure that this is really what you want to make a sweater out of. But it is soft enough to wear as a sweater. And it feels amazing around the neck and face, which is, you know, one of the reasons why you see me constantly put things up against my neck. It's not just, look at how great that color looks on me. It is also, you know, it's the neck test. You know, how soft does that feel on your more sensitive skin? This feels amazing around my neck. I was supposed to get my hair cut the other day, and I was actually really, really excited about it because I'm going to go with a much shorter length. It's time to donate the massive hair that I have behind me. Yeah, so I was actually really excited because I was going to get my hair cut, and then I'd have that beautiful scarf where you could just keep everything warm and snuggly. We're about to get cold again. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. My poor hairstylist got stuck on a missed flight, so that's a whole nother story. Roving style yarn, soft, squishy. Wouldn't make a sweater out of it. Oh my God, the colors. Yeah. So, crocheted, you get, you know, kind of the longer single row shots of color. This is the Camel Stitch. But knitted, I mean, you can see, I mean, this is how it pulled. And you can see the direction that it pulled in, you know, how the just beautiful watercolor look is. Ross, over at the Smells Like Yarn podcast, Smell Great guy, he's just worked with this too, and he liked it quite a bit. But he used, I think Canyon was one of the colors. I think that's the one he used. He did a hat, and he's getting ready to do a cowl or a scarf, I think. But all those patterns just look slightly different the way it knits up. When I saw this pattern, I just thought this yarn would be perfect for it. I wanted the braid pattern to be obvious but not stark. And I think that's perfect. I'm really, really happy with this. The colors are all just gorgeous. Poppy is, it's almost more Christmas. I wish I had brought that one down with me. It's reds, greens, kind of blacky browns. I am so excited about these yarns. They're kind of like Scarfy, if you've used Scarfy. Kind of like landscapes, but not quite. The merino content in these make it a little bit softer, but slightly more durable. The wool actually does, I mean, there's a halo. I don't know if you can see that. There is a halo on the yarn. It's not silky smooth like sock yarn or something. But it's, you can see that one. But it does add just enough durability to it to where it's not so floofy. But not so much it's coarse at all. It's very, very soft. It's very smooth. It works like a dream. It glided on my Amore hook. It glided on my Chalgoo needles. It was beautiful to work with. And once again, it's a roving style yarn, which I just think, see, these are more Plaid. These are the Premier Candy Shop. And these are a little bit, I mean, these are Plaid, kind of the same concept, but slightly different. I mean, you can tell that these are the kind of yarns I love. I mean, I love the way the colors work up. I think it's exciting. I think they're beautiful the way they pull and shift. But this is probably more like Scarfy, except Plaid, not roving. This is roving more like Scarfy, except the color changes are more short. And it gives this beautiful watercolor effect. Ross's hat has a very soft striping pattern to it. So I said last year, when I didn't buy yarn in 2018 and started seeing more of what Premier was working on overall, Premier has really, I think, forced other big box companies to really step it up, because the things Premier has been doing and the innovative things that they're doing, their little twist on trends. I mean, I think they're probably leader of the pack, followed very closely by Lion Brand. and I don't want to say Lion Brand is stagnating, but Lion Brand isn't, they're not playing, they're playing with texture of yarn. They've been playing with, they've been working very hard on their pattern collection recently in collaboration with designers. So their investment has been in a different place. Premier over the last 3 or 4 years has been really playing with their colors, their textures, the design of things. I have not seen Premier, you know, put yarn in a cake that doesn't show off what that yarn really is. I mean, can you imagine this in anything but a cake? I mean, do you really think a skein would show this off to its best? I mean, I'm getting a bunch of messages once again. So they're not all of their yarns have been cake yarns recently. They haven't invested wholly in one thing. They've been playing with the self-striping yarns. Excuse me. In their anti-pilling line, they released a anti-pilling everyday plaid yarn. And I do have a skein of that. I'm not planning on doing a color pooling project with it. I want to work it straight like I did the Nordica and just see what happens with the yarn. I'm expecting it's probably going to stripe, a lot like my cotton candy beanie did that I did a couple weeks ago, which I think I've already, I didn't put the pom-pom on it yet, so it should still be down here, but I don't see it. I think it's probably going to line up and stripe very similar to that, just diving in, but we'll see. And I want to play with it. They were the first ones to really invest in the anti-pilling technology and really give us a high quality, non-cost prohibitive yarn that we can work with, that you're going to have extended wear and usage out of your finished projects, especially the ones like blankets and sweaters that are going to get banged up, beat up, worn a lot, rubbed, things spilled on them. I mean, you need, certain things just need to be easy care. I have beautiful wool sweaters that I wear for special occasions, special events. But your knock around, sick day, everyday clothes, a lot of those you need something that you can throw in the washer with everything else and be fine, especially kids' clothes, kids' blankets. You really need to be able to wash those constantly. And Premier Everyday Anti-Pilling has given us a beautiful foundation to work with when we make those projects that are going to just get beaten up. But they haven't, once again, only invested in that one avenue. They've been playing with wool blends like this one. They've been playing with, their colors, the styles. I mean, this is a almost roving style, but to spun. This is another textural yarn. This is the Coffee Shop. And they're playing with these hyper saturated or very deep, very rich colorways. They're really, I think their design team is really working very hard to give most consumers knitting and crocheting a quality product to work with, and using very quality base fibers. So I said last year I thought Premier was leading the pack. I still feel that way based on the late 2018 or late 2019 releases, which were Nordica Spun colors, and there's another one I missed. There were 3 they launched right there at the end of the year, and I'm missing one. It's not something I would, it's a bulky yarn, and I don't work with a whole bunch of bulkies. Anyway, I still think they're leading for the combination of innovation and quality of product right now. I don't see any other brand except for Lion Brand that are trying, but Lion Brand, especially in 2019, I noticed a real shift of their investment being the patterns, the cowls, and who they're working with. So they haven't taken a break from doing new things, but they're really putting their money on this other side. They did expand their LB collection in 2018, which is their higher end merino hand painted kind of things. They did expand those at the end of 2018, I believe it was. So 2019, they kind of took a step back, it looks like, and really invested in their collaborations and designers. Premier has actually always had pretty decent patterns, if you ask me, but they've really been pushing the quality of their product and making their product exciting for us to use. And it's not a product that is only for knitters or only for crocheters. Like I said, I mean, this is, and you can see how differently they turn out. But they're equally as gorgeous. You're not getting, this is almost that jelly bean effect where it's, very Monet-ish. It's the I don't know how else to describe it. This just gives you a very soft effect in the way I knitted it here. So, I mean, I'm really happy with this yarn. I would say 2 thumbs up once again. I would not make a sweater out of it or anything that you're gonna need hardcore durable wear, but shawls, ponchos, scarves, hats, cravats. Actually, boot cuffs probably would not be a bad thing in this. I would probably not do fingerless mitts because your palm gets so much wear, and you do this a lot with your hands, and that's just going to make the fibers pill quicker. But like wristers, gauntlets, anything where it's going to be away from your palm, you'd probably be perfectly fine. I know there's a lot of people who like the cuffs that you wear under like your button-up sleeves that just give you kind of like a soft bell, knitted bell underneath. This would be great for something like that. So anything where you're getting regular usage but light wear, this would be great for. Anything you're getting regular usage and high wear, where you're moving on it a lot, it's going to be rubbed a lot, it's going to be brushed a lot. Probably not the best yarn for that, just because it is a roving style yarn, which means the ply is not, it's going to draft. if you've ever spun yarn before, you can kind of draft it apart a little bit. So I wouldn't probably do a sweater out of it, but this would make an amazing shawl. And it's got beautiful, once again, even crocheted. It's got a nice drape to it. I think I used an eye hook, and I used whatever's recommended on this. So this was a size 8 needle. I mean, it's got this beautiful soft drape. So anything soft and drapey. Oh, Laurel's Yvette shawl would be gorgeous in this yarn. Rel's Yvette shawl would be stunning in this yarn. Yeah. I once again would have to say this is another highly rated yarn from Premier. I mean, not that that's a surprise, I suppose, but I really do like their products, and I really do like what they've been doing, especially the last 4 years. The things that they've come out with, for, you know, starting with the, I can't reach, the cake knitting needle. Sweet rolls. As I cascade sweet rolls down on top of myself. About the time they released these sweet rolls, I would say they were on top of their game. I mean, as if the anti-pilling wasn't enough, which, I mean, that came out as early as 2012. Or as late as 2012. It may have actually come out in 2011. But I have a finished object from 2012 using that. You know, they revolutionized our basic everyday yarn with the anti-pilling, and then started getting creative with things like this. Then we moved into these fun colors and stuff. And now we're here, or as last week, here. So if you've been considering placing an order with Premier, I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend almost every yarn I've touched from them, every yarn I've used from them. This Spun colors is just stunning. I mean, I knew I loved it when I saw the pictures of it. I mean, how can you not love that? I mean, how just yummy. It is yummy. It just looks yummy. I knew I was going to love the colors and love how it looked in person. I actually think it looks prettier in person than it does on the website. And that's saying a lot because it's really pretty on the website. It works up just as pretty as I think it looks. I am looking forward to the next 2 weeks. We're going to be getting cold again. So I will be spending a lot of time snuggling up with my scarf and my ear warmer. And actually, where's my care instructions? It's hand wash, lay flat to dry. And part of that is that even though it's superwash merino, even though it's acrylic, I mean, this is a roving yarn. It's very, very, very softly twisted. So it's not a highly durable yarn. But I love it. I am genuinely very excited about this yarn. I think the colors are amazing. The palette you have to work with is just beautiful. Yeah, I've just spent 20 minutes gabbing at you guys. This is worse than my first attempt to film the Nordica review. But I did also cover Premier as a company and what they've done to transition big box yarn and really force the market to accept crocheters. You know, so many interesting yarns have really been geared towards knitters. Premier has kept crocheters in their mind as they've come up with these new yarns. I mean, especially these longer color changes, even with the unusual striping patterns that you have in some of these, they're very crochet friendly too. It's not just knitter friendly yarn. I'm going to stop because if I sit here and keep going, y'all are going to think I have a yarn crush on Premier. Or I'm trying to beg for like sponsorship or something, which I'm not trying to do. I did purchase all this myself, or my husband did, as Christmas gifts. I bought these. I bought these. I bought these. Yeah. So if you have any questions down below, if for some reason I failed to mention something for you, comment down below. I will try to get back with you. I am about 2 to 3 days out from comments a lot of times right now. And that's just because I've been doing a lot of random stuff and staying pretty busy. You can also email me. You can message me on Instagram. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions there too. So I will see you guys real soon. Take care, and I love you guys.